I like it, but nobody would really say like, okay, this is how you fuck a girl. Like,
right,
this
practical
is,
bullshit.
yeah, this is how you fucking choke a bitch. You see a fucking girl, how do you tell if she's submissive? How do you get a girl and put her arms behind her back and pin her up against the wall and say you like being choked? And how do you squeeze her without her coughing and without actually hurting her larynx? My seminal post was, you know how to choke a woman.
Right.
How do you fucking do just dark, depraved, twisted shit that women love? And
what it is, Mike Cernovich. I probably should have said earmuffs first. There was some cursing in there. I'll play you this whole video. This is a video that was posted to Twitter in response to Mike Cernovich being involved with a story. This is from November 21st. I'll play you the rest of that video here at the end so you can make your own judgment. That's why I'm talking about Mike Cernovich. Going to try not to pass any judgment and leave that up to you. I'll tell you some of my feelings, though, before this is all over. This is in relation to a story broken on BuzzFeed, first reported on BuzzFeed. She said a powerful congressman harassed her. Here's why you didn't hear her story. And this is a story that was fed to BuzzFeed by Mike Cernovich. Michigan Rep. John Conyers, a Democrat and the longest standing member of the House of Representatives, settled a wrongful dismissal complaint in 2015 with a former employee who alleged she was fired because she would not, quote, succumb to his sexual advances, unquote. This is in case you didn't hear the story about John Conyers, the longest serving member of the House of Representatives. Documents from the complaint obtained by BuzzFeed News include 4 signed affidavits, 3 of which are notarized from former staff members who allege that Conyers repeatedly made sexual advances to female staff that included requests for sex acts, contacting and transporting other women with whom they believed Conyers was having affairs, caressing their hands sexually, and rubbing their legs and backs in public. 4 people involved with this case verified the documents are authentic. Documents showing a history of sexual misconduct that was covered up, and these women were paid off. And we learn about an opaque process where women who are victims of this kind of abuse have a very difficult time reporting them. A very important story to get out and well covered. This is what Mike Cernovich himself had to say about it on Medium. He wants to explain why I tipped off BuzzFeed to the biggest story of the year. I don't know if it's the biggest story of the year, to be honest. He says Congressman John Conyers Jr. is a serial sexual predator, and I gave the story to BuzzFeed rather than break it myself. And he says in a noble this is a noble effort. He needed to get the word out to a real news organization, or one that people would pay attention to, instead of making the story all about Mike Cernovich. And he requests that records are unsealed showing the how these victims were paid off with taxpayer dollars. And there's a tweet here showing all the money that was paid out to settle claims against congressmen and senators, which is a scandal for real. There is a little bit of a history behind this, and then, like I said, I'll play the whole tape for you. Apparently, Mike Cernovich, who reportedly receives palimony payments, and that's how he's been able to support himself, although he does ask for money as well, and you can decide whether you want to donate to him as well for the stories he breaks. He broke a real story here. This is from the Washington Post. Why BuzzFeed teamed with a far-right figure to break the John Conyers scandal. I wouldn't call Mike Cernovich far-right. They say he's a conspiracy theorist who believes in the debunked Pizzagate hoax, and you can decide whether that's debunked or a hoax. But Cernovich made an offer. The agreement between Cernovich and BuzzFeed appears to have come with a hidden facet. Cernovich acquired the congressional documents after offering to pay $10,000 for them. This offer was made in a series of now deleted tweets last week. Quote, I will pay $10,000 for the details of these settlements, cash or Bitcoin or check or whatever you want, unquote. Cernovich declined Tuesday to say whether he actually paid anyone. He also said he didn't know whether BuzzFeed knew about the author. BuzzFeed said they would never pay for information, and journalists in general, mainstream news organizations generally stay away from paying for information because the chance that it might be acquired illegally or give the wrong motives to the person who's giving the information. But that's a little history behind it. And again, on Mike Cernovich's, he had apparently the ability to offer at least $10,000, money that this host couldn't even dream of. And he does ask for support for his quote unquote journalism, Patreon, PayPal, and Bitcoin, the same way we do on this channel. So I'm going to play you the rest of that video. I want to thank you for joining me. What it is, everybody. I'm Nathan Stoltman. And you can support this kind of coverage too, right here, paypal.me/lifttheveil or patreon.com/lifttheveil. You ready to hear the video? I'll tell you first of all what he talks about. I'll tell you first of all, I'm not perfect either. I can't say that I would have said anything like what you hear Mike Cernovich say in this video, just queuing it up for you. But I don't, I'm not a prude. I think it's possible to have quote unquote rough sex. This is kind of awkward, isn't it? With prior consent. Now you have to decide whether Mike Cernovich is talking about consent. You have to decide whether you disagree in any way. This is, oops, I'm sorry. Whether you disagree in any way with what he says. It's up to you. The only thing is this is out in the news. These are the people, Mike Cernovich's of the world, that are representing the alt media out there. Maybe he didn't give the story about a sexual predator in the Congress. Maybe he didn't give that story because he knew he would be attacked. I'm not attacking him. I don't want to. I don't want to not have friends. He's retweeted me before and stuff. So I don't want to say anything about what he said except to present it to you, because I think you should have it presented to you. The right is, well, what's considered the alt media, which is mostly conservative right wing, are reluctant to criticize each other in many cases, and maybe reluctant to repost something like this because they might get accused of attacking someone on the same team. So I don't want to do that. Okay? You can support this show, like I said, right here. I'll play you the rest of this video. And just remember, I'm here on this channel live most days at 1:11 p.m. Pacific time, 4:11 p.m. Eastern time, live. Subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell for updates. And if shit hits the fan, find me on Twitch. Twitch.tv/lifttheveil. Let me get that out of the way. /lifttheveil411. Okay, everybody, without further ado. Without further ado. Oh, no. Hold on, people.
And that's the thing. Rotation of 3 to 5 girls, and you will find out all girls are the same. Once you realize that it's essentially pussy is fungible, then there's no pedestal. You're like, well, it's good pussy, and I like it. But nobody really say like, okay, this is how you fuck a girl. Like,
right,
this
practical bullshit.
Yeah, this is how you fucking choke a bitch. You see a fucking girl, how do you tell if she's submissive? How do you get a girl and put her arms behind her back and pin her up against the wall and say you like being choked? And how do you squeeze her without her coughing and without actually hurting her larynx? My seminal post was, you know how to choke a woman.
Right.
How do you fucking do just dark, depraved, twisted shit that women love? And that's the thing.
Well, hang on. You think women love this? Because I don't know. Like, I don't think women love this.
You know, I fucked a girl. She said I raped her. That cost me 50 grand. It cost me 5 years of my life.
But it made you who you are
yeah,
today.
But now look at me now. What if I had not fucked her? Well, maybe I'd be some fucking schlub dude living a life of quiet desperation with 3 kids and a wife that hates me.
You should send her a card saying thank you.
I was arrested by federal marshals for rape, and my ex-wife came to bail me out of jail. When I split with my wife, that I would, well, actually, I cheated on her, ruthlessly. Towards the end one of my earlier blog posts was blowing bitches out. And the whole concept with this is, fuck these bitches. If they fucking say something stupid, I'm just going to blow the bitch out and fucking hurt her feelings. So I had to post, like, how I respond to shit tests. And some girl was shit talking me. So I found out her age, and I said, look at you, you're 32, and you probably came out to LA with big dreams, and you were excited about life, and now you're single, and you got...
Damn!
Yeah, because fuck you. Because fuck you, bitch. I ain't fucking passing your shit test. I'm going to ruin your whole fucking week, and you're going to go fuck some dude because you're just going to want to feel loved.